Are you feeling the pressure? The energy is a bit like a pressure cooker through February and into March. And as we go into March, really we have one of the most intense planetary alignments of the year. This first half of the year is pretty front loaded. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to actually navigate this intense transit along with the other very important transits. We have a lot moving and shaking this month, including the lunar nodes of the moon are changing signs, which they only do every year and a half. We have this planetary war between Mars and Venus and Saturn and Mars, and how to navigate all this energy so that you move with it, so that you make the best use of it and you don't let it set you back. Hi, I'm Prema Gurreri, Vedic Astrologer, Business Oracle, and welcome to Chart Your Path. If this is resonating for you, go ahead and hit the like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my updates. Okay, let's get into it. I want to give you the key things that you need to watch out for and how you can navigate these transits. There's big things moving and a lot, so I'm going to really focus on the broad themes this month. So on February 27th, we had Mars, Venus, Mercury, Saturn, and the moon create a stellium in Capricorn in Vedic astrology, the sidereal zodiac. Now, Capricorn is this place of being grounded. Saturn owns Capricorn, and Saturn's been in Capricorn for the last couple of years. As all the planets come up to sort of face off with Saturn, which I really call the gatekeeper. Saturn is the planet of truth and consequences. It's the great administrator in the Sacred Wealth Code system. It's the organizer. It's also the advocate. And Saturn wants to know, are you on your purposeful path? Are you really being true to your path, not somebody else's path? Are you really stepping into your full potential? And do you have the perseverance to go the long haul, to go all the way? Because Saturn delays things. But Saturn never denies if you're on your purposeful path. And this is where perseverance, being grounded, is really going to come in to help you to navigate through this time. It's going to be very, very important. Now, along with all the planets there, within that configuration, we also have Mars and Venus continuing to move very close to one another. In fact, they'll have an exact alignment as well. They're going to be within 1 degree of each other until the 13th, 14th of March. So until then, we have this, it's called a yuga, a planetary war, and we are really, it's about balancing that masculine productivity and also the shadow side of the masculine, that conflict energy with the Venus, which is really the great connector, and then Mars, the great honorable warrior. Balancing that peace and that harmony and the feminine energy of connectivity and beauty and poetry and music with the honorable warrior, which takes a stand for what the honorable warrior feels is right, but also can be that great directional energy that let's get it done, preferably yesterday, but also can move over to the shadow side and can cause a lot of conflict. This is not a month to lean into conflict. This is a month to step back from conflict. This is also a month to not choose to have those kinds of conversations that could lead to conflict. I would save that until Venus moves into Aquarius and finally into Pisces in April. That's when your diplomacy, that's when the connectivity is going to be much easier to access. With Mars in Capricorn, it's exalted, it's strong, it's able to really take action, and we really have to watch out for power and conflict because that Mars-Saturn duo can really bring us into that. Capricorn is a place where we can develop our boundaries, and Venus in our relational, our connection energy and our relationships can really make good use of Capricorn by creating really strong boundaries. Now, I teach about boundaries in my Solutionary Blueprint program, and boundaries are not walls to keep others out. Boundaries are rules you set up for yourself so that you're in full integrity and that other people then can, by the way you act and by the way you present and by the choices that you make, are able to then respect those boundaries. So this month with this Mars-Venus energy, just really the balancing piece of it is to lean more into the feminine, to lean more into that flow, bring beauty, bring peace. And in fact, as far as this balancing of these two energies go, I do have a free meditation, the Balancing Your Masculine and Feminine Energies meditation. The link will be down below in the description. It'll be a great month to really use this meditation. So there'll be the link down there so that you can opt in to have me email that to you. So you can use that to help balance this energy in this extreme time. Also, I want to invite you to really watch out. Again, the power struggles can really combust very quickly during this time. Now we're seeing that happen out in the world, and we don't want to allow that to happen within our personal lives. And you do have control over that arena by the way you manage your energy. So it's imperative that you're in your gifts and you're not in your shadow. The Sacred Wealth Code Archetype reading is a very great reading to help you to your sacred wealth reading, to help you to understand what your gifts are and what your shadow is. And you can also take the free quiz. The link is down below for that as well. And the free quiz will let you know one of your Sacred Wealth Code archetypes so that you can embrace more of the gift than the shadow. So important that you do your own shadow work, especially during this time. Keep your energy clean. You want to be able to move productively through this month because you're going to be called to work hard. We had a transit like this last February where we had a bunch of planets also in Capricorn. Think of this as this is repeating itself. This pattern is repeating in a way and sort of culminating. You have an opportunity to reflect on what happened last February when we had this stellium, and then what are the choices, where have you evolved to, and what are the choices you're going to make now to manage your energy? And yes, it has a lot to do with boundaries. Also during this time, we have Mars and Saturn traveling very close to each other all throughout the month, and Mars will not align up with Saturn directly until we get to February, until we go forwards, until we get to April. But meanwhile, these are very, very strong planets. Now, this is Capricorn rules a particular house in your chart, and if you do know what your chart is, then you know what that is. And that is the area where you're going to feel this energy, where the sort of power struggles and the pushback can be. Now, remember that power struggles and pushback, this energy tends to sort of galvanize people at a very survival level. Like when the Twin Towers went down in the US, people came together who would have never come together before. So when we hit our survival level, this is where we come together without even thinking about it. So we just have to be careful of who we're coming together with. So I want to invite you, if there's sometimes we're in survival mode, and there are people right now in the world in survival mode, and those are the people we need to be praying for and we need to be giving support to. If you're not, you can choose to not be in survival mode many of us can. So stay out of that by staying out of being triggered. Mars wants to be right. The great honorable warrior, the engineer, the strategist really wants to be right. And the problem is that cuts things off instead of working things out. Venus wants to work things out, but Saturn doesn't want to deal with it when things get too contentious and can kind of just withdraw and check out. So be careful of that. If you have that tendency or you're noticing that, you want to stay in the game. Now, how do we stay in the game with all of this and not lose our cool and be willing to put in the energy? You're going to be called to put effort and energy in with these dynamics. Absolutely, in some place in your chart where Capricorn rules. You want to get with the Saturn energy. You want to be able to have good boundaries. You want to have perseverance. And perseverance because you want to keep the big vision in sight so that you're not getting caught in the minutia of what's happening on the day-to-day or where you're being reactive to, and that takes you off course. If you know what your soul blueprint is, you know what your soul purpose is, and then you know what that purposeful path for you to be on is. What are you committed to? Make a deeper commitment to that. If you don't know what that is, you can always book a soul blueprint reading with me. The link is down below. below so that you really are understanding your chart and what's going on for you with these transits this year. But what is your soul purpose also? Because when you can create focus on the vision and the structure and creating new structures and moving things forward for your future of your soul purpose. That's what this energy is very, very good for, to plan on a long-term level, because Saturn is in things for the long run. Saturn doesn't deny if you're on your purposeful path. Saturn will delay, but it'll pay you with interest in the end if you have the vision to stay on your soul path and go all the way through. So be clear what it is that you're working towards long term. Be absolutely grounded in your purpose. Grounded is the energy of Capricorn. Get your feet on the ground. Make sure that you are in your body, exercise, yoga. Make sure you're tuned in, meditation. Be grounded in what's real and true for you so that you're in your skin, aligned with your soul, and then you won't be taken off course. Also, you need to be disciplined and you'll be able to persevere. Also, you need to be disciplined. Discipline gets a bad rap, but it really means disciple of the one energy that we are, the divine, our unique expression of the divine. Mars, the honorable warrior, when it's disciplined, paying attention to your spiritual practices, whatever those are for you, and needs to have some kind of embodiment practice. Mars very much needs to be in the body and be strong, and that burns off part of that edge that we can have, that Mars can give us. So disciplined in your practices that keep you in your inner alignment, I'm also going to be offering a free activation this month, and the link is down below. It's aligned power from the inside out, and in this activation session we are going to activate your inner alignment so that you can walk forward through whatever energy presents and be able to know that you access your inner power and use it for what you're here to create in the world. Again, that link is down below for that free class. It's an activation. Just by showing up, you're going to be activated just by being there. And that'll be in March. So go ahead and grab your spot for that. March 2nd, we have a new moon in Aquarius in the nakshatra of Shadabishak. Now, this is a place, this lunar mansion is called the Star of Healing. It is going to be very close to where Jupiter is and to where Neptune is. Now, this is the place of 100 physicians, the physicians of the gods. And here we find deep healing. And I believe that during this new moon, there'll be an opportunity for deep healing personally and for healing the planet and for healing. So this is a great time to be sending your healing prayers, and also for new discoveries in healing to come up for the pandemic, but also not just that, for the outbursts, the contention that we have going on in the world. This is also a time of deep intuition, and we have this inner pressure going on. So with all the planets in Capricorn, and allow yourself to really soak into the intuitive hits that come through, and that especially the intuitive hits of what's up for your healing. And that would be a deep soul question to ask during this new moon. What's up for your healing? And really offering that to divine to be shown the way. This is also when we're experiencing Mahashivaratri, which is a time of it always happens a new moon around February, March. February gets shorted a few days, so we're having two new moons in March, one at the very beginning, one at the very end. This Shivaratri, really a time to release the karmic patterns, that they can really be transformed, whether you know exactly what they are or not. This is a beautiful thing about patterns. Even if you don't know what they are, but you have the intention of releasing, to handing over. I'm ready to let go of these karmic patterns. I'm willing to step out of what's not mine to animate energetically anymore. It's a great time to chant Om Namah Shivaya and really be able to change some of the patterns in your personal life. So great time to journal about that and allow these and shift these patterns by making some new choices. Also on March 2nd, we have Mercury and Saturn aligning. And again, that's so that great communicator is going to step in with Saturn. And again, it's truth or consequences on what the communicator is here to share. This is also the merchant. So Mercury is also the merchant. And the merchant is, opportunities to prosper are everywhere, but are they in alignment with what your purpose is? And that will be the truth-telling time. Now, on the 5th, Mercury will move into Aquarius and we'll have some more clear communication now that Mercury is moving away from all these planets in Capricorn. Mercury will align exactly with Jupiter on the 21st of the month. I'll mention that more as we get into the update I'll do later in the month. There's so much going on. I don't want to jam your circuits here. March 3rd, Mars, Venus, Pluto are all within 1 degree of each other. So I really want you to watch out for the things that can sort of explode in the world and explode within ourselves. Pluto can really bring that up. This is a day to pray for peace and harmony. This is a day to really tune in and pray for peace and harmony. Very, very important time. And also to really steer clear of any conflicts or contributing with the way you're thinking and the choices that you're making and what you're speaking about, contributing to any drama around the chaos in the world. March 14th, we'll have the sun in Pisces, and that will really bring the sun into a place of spiritual leadership, that leading from the inside out. You'll feel that, not tuning out. That's the shadow side, tuning out of leadership. No, this will be tuning into the heart very deeply and leading from the inside out. On March 16th, the nodes of the moon change, the lunar nodes. Now, Rahu, the great magician, the north node of the moon, is going to move from Taurus to Aries. This is going to move from a place of focusing on security, and it's going to move into a place of our independence, our individuality, and then whatever that part of the chart rules specifically for you, what Aries rules specifically for you. And then the great mystic, which is the south node of the moon, which is Ketu is going to move from Scorpio into Libra. Libra, our place of relational energy, our place of harmony and being aware socially how we're connected. This is where the axis of change is going to be for the next year and a half. I will go into this on another video. This is a deep transit. It's going to be happening for a year and a half period of time. It's where the shifts of growth are changing. It's agitating 2 places in the zodiac, which fall into 2 particular houses for you. And those areas of life are going to get agitated because the intention is the nodes bring things to the surface in order to be released, in order to be new opportunities to be taken, but they can cause a lot of drama. They cause chaos on some level, macro, micro, and you need to know how to navigate these nodes of the moon, this change. So what I want to invite you to do, again, the more you know what your soul path is and the more you know how this energy is playing out for you personally, which a soul blueprint reading will give you, or a Sacred Wealth Code reading, then and also an aligned entrepreneur reading for you business entrepreneurs, the more you know where the energy is activating for you, the more you know specifically how to deal with it. I will always bring to you in these updates how to generally deal with it. So we're going to come into this energy and I'll talk about it more in my next couple of updates. But this is where the shift is happening, and especially around the 16th, it's a big shift. Whenever things are shifting, you need to keep your sea legs on. If you're trying to hang on to something and things are moving, that's when it's going to be really challenging for you. So you want to be able to go with the flow. In order to go with the flow, you keep your sea legs on. In order to keep your sea legs on, you pay attention. You've got your inner alignment, and you're willing to move with things and let go of your attachment. Let go of your attachment. We'll have a full moon on the 18th, and I will do an update for that, and that is going to be in Virgo in Uttara Phalguni, and it's going to really be about our creativity and healing, our ambition, and also our compassion. I'll talk about the rest of the transits for the month in the full moon update. It's so jam-packed right now. There's so much going on. I really want you to focus on balancing this masculine and feminine energy, and also your perseverance, your groundedness, and your commitment to where you're going on your path. Also, with the honorable warrior energy, being very disciplined in your spiritual practice. So you are making forward momentum. You're willing to work hard for what is worth working hard for, because I guarantee you're going to be called to work hard for something. okay? And you want to make sure that's in alignment with you. You only have so much energetic currency in the day. You need to use it wisely, replenish. Make sure you're taking very good personal care should be number one this month. Take very good care of yourself. So if this is resonating for you, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the updates, putting out weekly videos. And if you'd like to get a Sacred Wealth Code reading, a Soul Blueprint reading, an Aligned Entrepreneur reading, all the links are down below for you. And for those of you who know that you are just really ready to navigate yourself and your business from the inside out, really understand your soul blueprint and how you can navigate yourself, your mission in the world with energetics, with astrology, and with intuition, then I invite you to apply for the Solutionary Blueprint program. This is the full body of my work. It's a program that's near and dear to my heart, and it is for conscious visionaries who want to take what their soul purpose is to the next level in your offering to the world, or if it's never been birthed before, to birth it and bring it to the world so that you're playing your part for making the impact that you're here to make, and also creating your sacred wealth with that and from that. So much love to you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's resonated most for you, and I'll see you in the next video.